Hey there, guys. Welcome back to Get Going Fast, the place where we're getting into this excellent hobby of AI in a quick and efficient manner in which you might actually learn something. And it's good to have you here as usual. We are going to be looking today, came out here in the last week, these Qwen 3 image models, okay? And the cool stuff about this is just the high prompt adherence. So we're going to go through this. I'm going to show you some of the prompts that I made to make some of these weird pictures, and you're going to see how well the model held it together. It is really quite impressive. And you know, the thing with a lot of this stuff is that you hear how good it is, and a lot of times you know it's hype or something like that, right? But this truly is an incredible model, okay? And we just had the new Flux Crea come out, so we can talk a little bit about the difference between these two things and what's going on. But today we're going to look at Qwen 3. We're going to get it working in the ComfyUI. We're going to talk about other places where it runs, where maybe it's like, yeah, you know, whatever. And we're going to get you going fast with creating very cool Qwen 3 images. Perfect for your projects because you can get what you want. All right. So before we do that, though, I do want to thank you for liking the channel and subscribing. We're growing, and it's great that you're part of it, man. You guys here at the beginning, like it's going to get big, and we'll all be like, you'll be like, I was there at the beginning, yo. And so you'll have street cred for that, you know, like walking down the street, platform heels, being like, what's up? Get going fast, yo. So anyways, thanks for sharing the video and telling other people about the hobby, because it really is, AI is better when you do it with another person. So I'm happy to be sitting here doing this with you guys. So, all right, I'm going to move on. I want to remind you that we are on Instagram and we're on X. Maybe we'll talk about that more at the end of this. And if you do find this video helpful, you're always welcome to give me one of them super thanks for a couple bucks in my pocket. Send me down the road. But yeah, it's all here, neither here nor there. What we want to do is some awesome prompt adhering image generating. So let's get to it now. Yo. Alrighty, so normally what we would do is pop on over to our browser and go to a GitHub repository to pull this stuff down. But this is actually a pretty easy thing to do with our ComfyUI. So, instead, what we're going to end up doing is just spending a little time updating our ComfyUI installation, and we're going to do everything from there. We don't even need to go to a GitHub repository to do this. Although I am going to cover the GGUF models. We're going to first get the FP8 models going. Then we're going to focus on the GGUF, you know, GGUF, right, models here. But with the FP8, so it's going to be fairly straightforward. We're just going to load up our ComfyUI. We're going to update it, and then we're going to download the stuff that we need. Okay, easy peasy, extra squeezy. So before we do that, though, I do want to show you everything that we're going to do in this tutorial. You can find over here at Get Going Fast. If you do a search for Qwen3.getgoingfast.pro, it'll bring you up to this page, and this is the ComfyUI model manager, the GGUF and FP8. So this is a little thing that you can easily get this all going. It looks like this. Okay, so you just get this as for members, or you can get it as a one-time purchase, but just join as a member, and then it's actually cheaper, and you get everything. But whatever, okay? You can get this. You just click around on the different things, and you'll notice, grab your FP8 models, grab your GGUF models, okay? And you can easily add and delete these things. You get the workflow that I set up for you and all that good stuff. Okay, so everything we're going to do, you could just do literally in a minute here by using this. But now, moving forward, what I want you to do, okay, is we're going to do a couple of things. I want you to go ahead and open up your ComfyUI. Okay, now mine is already opened up to our workflow, so yours would probably look something like this, or it shows the last workflow, you know, that you made, or else it puts a default one. So you'll come up, and we're going to end up using this workflows over here to browse templates, and we're just going to get our Qwen 3 models. Now, ComfyUI has just gotten really incredible with the way that they're supporting models. So we don't even have to go in and used to be we had to install a lot of custom nodes. They're doing a lot of this stuff for us, and it's really impressive. But you have to update your ComfyUI, and this is where things can get a little bit hectic. But I'm going to go through a few things. First, the easiest way to do it is to click this manager button, and it's going to bring you up to your ComfyUI manager. All right, and let me make this a little bit bigger so it's not. There we go. Okay, normally it's going to look like that. Okay, now you see a button here that says Update ComfyUI. Theoretically, all you should have to do is click this. Okay, and it will go ahead and update your ComfyUI for you. It'll reboot, restart, and then you can tell if it's updated because it'll say over here 3.49. Now mine says it's not get repo, but that don't worry about that. You're not gonna. If you see that, it's okay. We're gonna walk you through everything you need. But you update ComfyUI, restart it, close it, okay, and it should be up to that version there, 3.49. Now, how you're gonna know if you're updated or not is we're gonna click on Workflow. We can click on Browse Templates. It's going to bring up all these things. These are all workflows that they've put in here. Look at like the flux, everything. We're going to click on Image, and you're going to notice, hey, look at that. There's Qwen, image, text, image. So we're going to click on it. If this is not here, it means that your ComfyUI has not updated. Okay, and what happens is sometimes we download and we get our ComfyUI in there, but as we're installing custom nodes and we're doing different stuff, it gets broke, okay? So it gets what's called detached from the repository. So remember, when we're using a GitHub place, what we're doing is we're cloning the repository. So like this is essentially what we're doing over here. This is ComfyUI. We're taking all these folders and files and we're downloading them and then we're using them. And this is called the master one. So they'll make a bunch of changes that'll get saved in the past, and then the new version becomes the master and all this stuff. And so what we're wanting to do is connect with this. Well, sometimes what can happen is as we're working with stuff, we get off of the main branch, okay, and so we just got to reconnect, and that's why it won't update. So if you're having problems updating your ComfyUI, here's what we're going to do. Okay, I'll show you right now. We're going to pop over to where our ComfyUI installation is. So here's our ComfyUI folder. So we're going to go outside of it. Okay, and what you just want to do is, if you're on Windows 11, you can do this. You're going to right click, and then you'll get options to open as an administrator. If you don't have it, just open as an administrator, and then you're going to find your way to your directory. Go up here, you can just copy it, go there, but you're going to end up in a command prompt, okay? And then we want to get inside the ComfyUI folder. So if I type dir, I can see there's our main ComfyUI folder. So I'm going to type cd ComfyUI, change directory. Now we're in there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to type this. We're going to type the word get. That's the program we're calling. Remember, we use get when we're cloning stuff. But then we're going to say check out, and then we're going to type master. So if we're not updating, it's very likely that we've gotten off of the master branch, and we're going to go like that. Now mine says I'm already up to date with it, but this will very likely solve your problems. Get, check out master. Then you're going to just type get pool, okay, and then it will bring down the changes. Mine's already updated, okay. And then at this point, what you'll do, notice we've got our VNV folder. This is our virtual environment folder. So this is if you're doing a manual install. We're going to go call vim scripts activate. So we're saying run a program that's inside the vim folder and inside the scripts folder. It's called activate. And it's going to put us inside of here. And now what we're going to do, notice there's a requirements.txt. So it pulled down the new requirements.txt. So we're going to go pip install. I've got a fly that is, I'm going to just myrtlate here in a second. Okay, we type install-r requirements.txt. But only do it if you're inside your virtual environment, or else you'll install it into your base thing. So it'll go through there, it'll install it. You are now updated, okay? So this is the manual way to update if you're having problems. Now we can go back to our browser. You'll need to restart. You'll need to restart this, so you can click manager and then just click restart. It'll load it all up, refresh the thing, hit the reload button at the top. Now we're going to go to our workflows. We're going to click browse templates. Going to click on here where it says image. Okay. Now look at this. Hey, there she is. It's Qwen image. Yo. So we give it a salute like this. Click it, and it's going to pop it up. Okay. And now this is the default. And now notice it's got a prompt in here. It's got like some English and Chinese in there. So whatever, doesn't matter. This is where you'll be writing your prompts. But notice over here, this is the key part. This is where the models are that we're going to need. So we're going to need this diffusion model. So this is really, this isn't a difficult setup, okay? This for the FP8, okay? It's going to be a little bit more difficult when we get to the GGUFs, okay? But for the FP8, what we're going to do is we're going to click this, and it's going to open up a screen that looks like this. Okay, so it's going to bring us to our we've got this one here, our diffusion model. So we're going to go to our Comfy folder. We go inside the ComfyUI. We're going to go inside models, and then we're going to put it here in where it's called diffusion models. Okay, and then we're going to hit save, and then it'll go ahead and download it. Now, notice this is a 20 gigabyte file. This is not a small file. Okay, but this is the brain. That's why it's so big. Then we can pop back, and we can click on this one. Notice it says text. Oops. Notice it says text encoder. So that tells us, that gives us a clue about where it's going to be. So we're going to click on the text encoder, and same thing. We're going to go to our ComfyUI folder, click into our models. This time we're going to go down here to the text encoders folder. So we open that bad boy up, and we save it. Okay, notice this one's 9 gigabytes. So we're almost 30 gigabytes into this installation, okay? But we go ahead and download that, and then we're going to click this last one, the VAE, Qwen_image VAE save tensor. So click on that, same as always. We'll go to ComfyUI, models, VAE, and we save it. Okay, there she is, and it's done, okay? So we are actually in business now. So what we do here is, once they're all done, once they're all downloaded, you click the refresh button here, reloads it, and then now these will already be set for it. If you click on them, you'll see them in the list, but they should already be set on there. And you can just go ahead and click the run button, okay, and it'll go. As easy as that. Oh, this is interesting. I've never seen this little thing down here before. Okay, anyway, so there you have it. You can set your steps. It says set config to 1 for a speed boost at the cost of consistency. So little things that you can do, you can change this down to get a bit of a speed boost. It takes me about a minute to get a photo out of this. So that's not great speeds for image generation. But again, it's a big model, and you're getting, it's doing some incredible stuff. So it's worth it. Time is funny with these things. Like the amount of time it takes, it all dependent on what you get out of it. If you spend 10 minutes and you get the perfect thing, you're like, hey, okay, well, it was 10 minutes well spent. 10 minutes and you get garbage, you're like, well, that was a bummer. So, a minute for the right image isn't out of the realm of reality. But there you go. That's the FP8. That's how that works, okay? So now what we want to do is we want to add the GGUF models. So what we're going to do is I'm going to scroll back here, and I'm just going to go up here, and I'm going to right click, and I'm going to go add nodes, and you should see this down here. It says GGUF. Click it, and then just click GGUF loader, and it's going to bring up this bad boy. Okay, now if you click it, if you've got stuff in there, you'll click it and you'll see all the different models that you've got in there. So notice we've got our Flex GGUFs and our WAN 2.2 because it finds the GGUF models. These are going to be, I'll show you later, but they're going to be kept in what's called the UNet folder. Now notice this says model here. Oh, well, hey, look at the diffusion model also says model. Well, where's this one going to? Oh, it's going over here. So all we're going to do is connect this to here. Okay? And now it's going to look for a GGUF model. But here's the thing, we have to have a GGUF model first. So what we're going to do is we're going to open a new tab, and we're going to type in here, we're going to type Qwen 3 GGUF, and then we're going to write quant stack. I like this guy. This guy makes good quantization. So remember, when we're talking about quant models, what we're talking about is taking a number and making it less precise. So say like you've got a 20 gigabyte model like we have, okay? And that's got a bunch of numbers in it that go out to, you know, like you've got like to the 10th, and then you've got to the 100th and the 1000th and the 100,000th and, you know, and the millionth and all this stuff. It's got long numbers, okay? And when we quant things, essentially what we're doing is we're taking those numbers, and there's a couple different methods we're using, but we're essentially making it a much smaller number. Okay, so when we use quants, the actual GGUF models, we're saying how many numbers down do we want to actually clip this? Do we want to clip off 2 of the decimal points or 4 of the decimal points, and so on and so on? When we use FP8, what we're doing is we're actually putting it down to a particular size. GGUFs, you can think about GGUFs are like you're taking scissors and you're actually cutting off numbers. The FP8 stuff we're using, we use a mathematical thing basically to take a large number and we force it into a smaller, less precise number. Okay, so in other words, it still has the data, but it's not as good. So imagine like you're looking at me and my beautiful blue eyes and red hair, and I'm here in 4K, and then we start to take data away. You know, for a while you start to not notice all of the zits and wrinkles on my face, and I start to smooth out. So detail starts to go, and after a while, you know, I'm just kind of smoothed out, and you could go so far down, right? And in the same way with these models, what you're doing is you're going to lower precision things. So you could get so far down that like I made one with a very small quant, and it kept giving the cat 2 tails. I was doing a picture of cat, kept giving the cat 2 tails because it doesn't really have the data to do it correctly because we've cut off so much data. But that's how those work, okay? And I feel like I'm blathering here, but the last point is the real key is finding your balance between precision and speed. Okay, you can have the greatest precision in the world, but if you can't run the model, it's no good. So you give up precision for a speed that you're willing to endure. Okay, and let's try this instead. We're going to go Qwen 3 quant stack image GGUF, and it's going to bring up this one. We add in the image in there so it knows we're not just talking about the language model. Then we're going to click here. Now notice it's going to bring us over here. We'll click Files, and here is a list of quants that he's made. Notice they're done 2 days ago. Okay, great. So probably going to look, Q5KS is a good place to start. That's generally a good balance between high end and low end. And generally you can run it. If you can't run Q5, then you go a little smaller. Okay, yeah, you go a little bit higher. And so same as always, what we're going to do this time is we'll go back to our desktop here. We're just going to click on it over here. You'll see a little down arrow. It brings up this bad boy. Now this time we go into our ComfyUI, click into the models. Now this time we're going to go into the UNet folders. Okay, so find that, click save, and it will begin to download. Now, once it's done downloading, you come back to here. Okay, and we already added our GGUF loader. Remember, we right-clicked, went to Add Node in GGUF. Okay, we added GGUF loader. Once it's done, you'll hit that refresh, and then you'll notice you've got some Qwen image quants in here. Now, this is a Q2. I just put this one in here just because it's so small. It just wouldn't take that time to download. But again, this is the smallest quant you're going to find. But anyway, the bottom line is this one was connected, see? This one was connected. But then we connected this one instead. So this is going to run in here. All of this is going to stay the same, and it's going to create the image that you want. Okay? There you go. If you want to go back to your FP8, you just reconnect that, and then that'll work. As simple as that, guys. Okay? You go there, you open up your thing, you download the correct things, put them in the right place, go find the quant stack image GGUF thing here at Hugging Space, find the model you want, download it to UNet. Keep in mind that when you're finding these things, that they take up space, so you're going to want to delete them as well, which again just comes back to our model manager over here. That the easiest way to do this is just over at Get Going Fast. You can download the models that you want to try, and then when you're ready to get rid of them, save up space. I'll see if I can find this. Doggone it. Hold on a second. Then you just go like this. And you click remove. Okay? And it'll show you all the ones that you can remove. And you just click the number, and there it goes. It's gone. Okay? And then you can go reinstall the next one that you want. Very easy way to get that done. Okay, let's get this out of here so you can see my face again. All right, well, so there you guys have it. All right, there you, Qwen 3, very good stuff. Oh, I was going to show you really quickly. Let me show you the prompts that I used for these images. That's right, I forgot I was going to show you these. So let's go back over here, and I will read to you what each one of these is. Okay, so this one actually was my own, and I put on there, I said, an android, a cool looking android cat riding a skateboard. This cat is going very fast. The skateboard has the logo Get Going Fast written on it. And then I try to write things in sentences so it doesn't get confused, but then I'll be like, and I said, the skateboard is being propelled by a rocket. Then I said, in the air is a plane pulling a banner that says Get Going Fast with a logo of a cowgirl. And then it did the rest. So that was that one, okay? Then we went on, let's see, over here. So this one said, this one was this. A corporate break room where each attendee is a version of the same person from a different reality. One is a gelatinous cube, another is a Victorian detective, and another is a sentient pop song in human form. So I guess it didn't quite get that. Awkward small talk and spiked punch. So it got the gelatinous cube, got the person, got this. So I went to ChatGPT to get like the most bizarre prompts we could get, and this is what we got. This is called Beekeepers of the Afterlife. Monks in glowing amber suits tend to hives suspended in the air above an endless obsidian plain. The bees are translucent and leave trails of song. The honey drips upward. Where am I? The honey drips upward into urns made of memory fragments. Okay, so that was that one. This is the courtroom of extinct emotions, a surreal tribunal where forgotten human emotions like pre-nostalgia and joy envy are personified and on trial. The judge is a blindfolded sunflower in a tailored robe. Jury members are clouds, slowly changing shape as the trial progresses. Okay, so that's pretty good. What is this one? This is the Dream Zoo. Bizarre animals shaped like abstract fears and repressed dreams now roam across the sky, walking on invisible paths. People on the ground look up with binoculars, seeing their own subconscious given form. And there they've got it. I mean, so that's really good prompt adherence. I think lastly, the lighthouse that signals across time. The tower isn't on a coast. It's in the middle of a vast time river. The keeper, a moth-eaten puppet. Okay, so he is moth-eaten. Animated by forgotten lullabies, sends glowing signals to the past, present, and future simultaneously. Each light pulse leaves trails of history. So I guess these are the trails. So there's pretty complicated concepts that he made there, but as you can see, it held them all together pretty good. Okay, so I'm impressed with Qwen 3. I think it's great. I think we were going to talk a little bit about the difference between this and Flux. I think the essential difference is that Flux is going to continue just to be your photorealistic hero. You need a beautiful red-headed woman in a traditional Belgian outfit. Flux is going to be the way to go. Okay, really good texture and realism. I think if you want to be doing a cat on a skateboard that's rocket propelled with a plane pulling a logo that says "Get Going Fast" and a cowgirl on it, Qwen 3 is the way to go. I'm highly impressed with Qwen 3, and I'll be looking forward to when there's even simpler ways to use it than ComfyUI, as this gets integrated into other apps. So Qwen 3, good stuff, easy to install in ComfyUI. You can get it here at just go to qwen3.getgoingfast.pro. You can get the model manager, just put it in your ComfyUI, get you going fast, get you going quick, get you making good stuff in no time at all. Okay, and so with that, I think we'll bring this to an end. Would love to see the stuff you're working on, the safe for work stuff. So bring it over to Discord. I'd love to see it, man. Just come into the image generation channel or the video generation channel. I think fascinating. There's going to be fascinating image to video stuff that's made. I'd like to throw this cat into an image to video thing and see what it does. So do that and come and share it with us. I'd love to see us. As again, you can find us as CogniBuild over on Instagram. We are on X as CogniBuild. Come over to Reddit, join our Get Going Fast channel over there. I'll make you a moderator, man. I need moderators, so come over there. Only if you're into the glory of it all, though. You know, chicks and glory. So, not promised, but certainly to come. Okay. So come over there and be part of that. Would love to have you. In the meanwhile, you guys stay good, and I guess we'll see you on the other side, yo.